these guys want to do a wedding, like, can you let them taste your pizza? And I was like, all I have left are these square pizzas. So that's not what I do. And they were like, oh, we'll taste them. So they taste them and they love those pizzas. I was like, well, if you want those for your wedding, I need to buy like 30 pans. And they said, okay, just include it in the quote. So those guys ended up buying our first 30 pans. That's kind of all when it clicked to me, like, okay, maybe we should go for squares. Felt like it made sense to sort of differentiate yourself out here.
Today we're at Square Pie Guys in San Francisco, visiting with Mark and the team over at their flagship location right across from Alcatraz. And we're talking about how Mark got started. They started with wedding pop-ups, and it started by accident. They had Square Detroit-inspired style pizza left over at this wedding, and they said, you know what, we'll take those. And that turned into what Square Pie Guys is today. 3 locations with 3 more planned to open this year. Mark takes us on a tour inside their flagship location across from Alcatraz, and we're gonna show you around this pizzeria and show you everything that goes into Square Pie Guys.
Mark, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Bruce. Good to see you. Good to meet you on my own home turf.
I know we've seen each other we talked on the podcast and online forever, but I've never been to your spot. This is awesome. This looks so cool. So first of all, how many locations are you up to, and describe what your business is, by the way.
So we're Square Pie Guys. We are a Detroit-style, fast casual, kind of blending some of my pizza background in where I grew up on Long Island with Detroit style and the beautiful California ingredients that we have access to. So like a modern Detroit-style pizza concept.
And when did you start?
We started as a pop-up in 2018 and then opened our first brick and mortar like 3 miles that way in 2019.
And what location is this?
This is number 3. We opened in 2022, almost 3 years ago to the day. It's like June, July 2022.
And what an amazing location. You can see Alcatraz right there.
Yes.
You can see the Golden Gate Bridge over there to the left.
It's gorgeous down here. I think this is...
Must be super cheap rent-wise.
Oh, yeah, you bet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Could you guys make it cheaper for me? I would really love that. We are in historic Ghirardelli Square. This used to be the old chocolate factory from the famous Ghirardelli Chocolate Company. And now it's a multi-use like commercial property. There's like a little bit of not a hotel, but like a timeshare, a Fairmont property up there.
Oh, super cool.
There's a bunch of good stuff here. They got like a mini golf, an arcade, a lot of things. So it's like very family-friendly spot. The peak season is this summer, which we're really just about to get into. July 4th down here is always insane. It's our July 4th is our strongest sales day at any single store here.
Wow.
It's swamped. Like the line is out the door. We're crushed. I wish we had more of those days. Not too many more, but like maybe 3 more a year.
San Francisco so I'm not from here. So describe the atmosphere. Is it a very touristy place?
Yeah, I mean, like, look, if you just want to pan over there, you got like the double-decker tour bus. Yeah. You got like the bike rentals down there. If we stay here long enough, you'll see these little 3-wheeled yellow cars that come by. So
yeah, I saw those.
You got Fisherman's Wharf over there. You have like a Madame Tussauds wax museum and a bunch of stuff. We're super close to a lot of really nice neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, some of the original thought around this location is that we would get the tourism and the locals, but it's been a bit of a struggle to get locals down here. Not gonna sugarcoat it. You know.
Do you do San Francisco is known for that's where all the third-party delivery apps started, right?
Yes.
Do you do a lot of delivery?
That's our whole business, really, like truly. I mean, this location has the healthiest blend between dine-in and direct business and third-party business, but it's also our lowest annual revenue of all our stores.
So what's the percentage of dine-in to delivery for this one?
This is like 57 out the door, 43 dine-in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas our original spot down in 7th and Mission is like 75% out the door.
And are they all set up similarly?
Yeah, they're all basically the same ovens, same fryer, same kitchen setup.
You try to do everything the same. Just
we got a good formula. No reason to try to break it. We know how to train people. We have like the processes. So we're tweaking things here and there. We just are starting to add water meters to our stores. That helps speed up dough prep. I've been flirting with dough dividers. Sorry, boss, but haven't found the right product yet, because some of the dough dividers are kind of dumb. They just kind of chop the dough.
Yeah.
I need something that chops and weighs the dough, which I found out is more of like a very fancy piece of bakery equipment that I can't afford or have the space for. So
yeah, most of them go by like volume, not necessarily weight, right?
Yeah. So one day we'll get there, but
does each location make their own dough?
Each location makes their own dough.
No thought on like a central commissary kind of stuff?
Definitely a lot of thought. I spent a lot of time last year trying to figure out a commissary or like a par baking situation from a commercial bakery, but yeah, I couldn't get the numbers to work out, and it's felt pretty risky to rent a commissary without really attaching any revenue to it. So
yeah,
I like what Juan's doing with Triple Beam. Like, it kind of makes sense. They can open the idea is you can open smaller footprint locations. To this knowing my wife's from LA and I spent a lot of time down there, knowing what I know about LA, their drivers must work at like 4 a.m. I don't know how they get the dough everywhere, you know what I mean, in an efficient way. Or they can store, the shelf life's pretty good and they have storage. But that, you solve one problem, that's like a lesson in this business. You solve one problem, then you open 16 more problems. So it's like, cool, can we get the dough to the restaurant? Great. Okay, now how are we gonna store 4 days worth of dough? Then you gotta figure that out. So you're just kind of chasing something all the time. So for now, if I get to 20, then I'll probably have a commissary. You know?
Can we walk around the location?
Absolutely.
Let's go take a look inside. Don't get hit by the Waymo.
Yeah, don't get hit by the Waymo.
All right, so this is it. This is all the locations are pretty similar to this one.
This is the nicest like interior setup, I would say. We put a lot of money into this build.
What was this place before this?
This was a sports bar, so the vibe was totally different. It was way darker. So we brightened it up. We add some of these like wood touches and the tile and plants. This year, one of our projects was to put a lot more hospitality back into the business, coming out of like still sort of coming out of the COVID tendencies. But you can order with our manager or our front of house. You can order with the kiosk, or you can order at your table. So it's kind of a dealer's choice. I think
at the table, do you have a QR code?
Yeah. So I think if you come here a bunch of times, like our regulars, they just walk to the table.
What's on the menu? Like, how big is your menu?
I think we try to keep the pizza menu between 12 and 13 like listed pizzas, including a create your own.
One size?
One size, 8 by 10 inch square. I think it comfortably feeds 2 people. I'm always telling people if I stretch that dough ball into like a round pizza, it'd be like a 16-inch pizza because it's like almost a 12-ounce dough ball in an 8 by 10-inch pan. So it's a good amount of dough. And we bake from raw. We don't par bake. So it's still got a nice. It's like still light and has some chew to it, which is nice. It's not like super dense and dry.
How often are you changing your pizzas?
We used to do a quarterly change. This year we're working on some expansion, and we are a pretty tight, scrappy team. So we tried to not do that this year, just because I'd rather focus. We have a sort of like a back of house manager that oversees all the kitchens. I'd rather his attention be focused on training new employees and getting the new restaurants ready with our systems than launching new menu items. Most of our sales are pepperoni pizza. So like no matter what I do, when we have some outliers here, we've done some cool collaboration pizzas with some really neat folks, but we could add all these great pizzas and they don't always get purchased. So it's a lot of effort, and sometimes it's definitely fun. It's a great thing for marketing to have new menu items, new pizzas, collab pizzas for sure. But ultimately people come in, especially new customers, they're like, I've never heard of that person, or what is your Hawaiian, or whatever, what's the Ellen Supreme? And they're just like, I'll just get a cheese, I'll just get a pepperoni. So
it is interesting.
It's hard to like line up all the work with the or make all the work pay off rather, to change the menu so often. So this year we kind of took a pause on it.
How many employees do you have?
I think we have like 115 total.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's it like for you on a daily basis? Like, what is your routine?
My project this year was to really hand control over to the director of operations, whose name is Chris, and he was an AGM at our original store and worked his way up. I think towards the end of last year, we were kind of battling over the work, and I really kind of took a step back and realized I'm not allowing this person to grow or be successful in their job, or really even like help me more focus on other stuff by competing with him for the work. So as far as my routine, we are opening 3 restaurants, so it's a lot. Right now it's talking to our design architect team, making sure all the permits are correct, getting ahead of all of the applications you have to do for the different cities, getting the liquor license set up, getting the payroll account set up, ordering all the stuff.
Yeah.
Just that every day is just a whole list of shit and just paying a lot of money, but
hopefully for
but it's good. What the good news is, like, because Chris is empowered now, like he's hired the GMs. He's passed those GMs off to his right-hand person. They get trained. Like there's layers, so I don't have to necessarily worry if it's all happening. There's a finite amount of things that I'm focused on, which is good.
So this is the oven you're using. What is the oven you're using?
This is an Edge. It's a 2460, which means a 60-inch belt and 60-inch long, 24-inch wide. If you come on this side,
you say you're cooking all from raw. So how long does it take to go through?
It's about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Secret recipe.
Yeah, it's my Nona's recipe. I can't tell you.
Right,
yeah, so here's the line.
All right.
I don't have a Nona, it's a joke. This is the line. We got our house par fried chicken. We pre-cook our sausage from Maestro Sausage Co., which is awesome. Vodka sauce, red sauce, ricotta white, buffalo chicken sauce, cheddar, Mott's from Grande, margarita brand cup and char pepperoni, house pickled Fresno peppers, house grilled onions, Kalamata olives, house pickled jalapenos, the Windsor style pepperoni from Hormel, which is cool, and our mushrooms. And that's basically the make line. Then you got all the builds up here. Look, create your own guide.
So this is like for sauces, that's for toppings.
Yeah, so it all flows this way. And then, you take your dough, make your cheese, put your sauce, put your toppings, and then you throw it in the oven. Boom.
Good to go.
Good to go.
Oh, I see all these pizzas here too.
Yeah, so we have a section, we make our own gluten-free dough in-house, so we have our gluten-free section over here so it doesn't get cross-contaminated, and then everything rests on here, chopped, boxed up, or put on a tray for dine-in. We have our finishing station. We have a couple different cheeses, some green onions, a garlic sauce. We normally have a spicy ranch up here too, and those certain pizzas get drizzled. So if you see,
just like what they're supposed to look like when
exactly. And so you see like some of them will get like the buffalo chicken gets buffalo sauce and ranch. The veggie pie guys gets the sun-dried tomato vinaigrette. We don't have the spiced pepperoni gets the spicy ranch. The Hawaiian gets the grana and the green onion. So once they know how it's supposed to look, and then showing them how to plate the dine-in stuff.
Oh, so you already have everything kind of systematized.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, this is just a tool, like we still have to watch and make sure people are doing it right. People have to, the hardest thing about these guides is you make them, and if people don't reference them, then they're not really that good. So.
Yeah, they're useless.
Yeah.
And then what's all this area for?
This is all staging, so like all of our to-go bags, we sell ice cream pints to go. We have like little freezer bags for them. You have your peppers, your cheese, your peppers, your napkins, plates, utensils. We got dine-in utensils. On the other side is a cabinet with more plates for dine-in. Silverware, they build all the boxes here. Box storage, liner storage. I think this is sauces and backups for over here, like ranch and other sauces backups.
And then these are the pizzas that come up.
Yep.
That's the most popular right there.
Right there, most popular. We used to call it the 6x8 because it's 6 across, 8 down. And people would get confused and say, I want an 8x10 pizza. I don't want a 6x8. I was like, oh no, it's the pepperonis. So sometimes don't be too clever. It's fun to be clever with your naming. I get it. But if people start to get confused, then what's the point?
And I like that you say you say pizza, we say pie.
Yeah.
So people confuse a pie for like a apple pie or something.
Yes, especially when we first opened here, when we had our old branding and logos, it was the two guys.
Yeah.
And so people would come in here and be like, "What kind of is it? Savory pie? Is it apple pies?" And I was like, "Oh, interesting." So we met a woman out in Oakland who did like really awesome shirts. And we asked them if they did branding. They do branding. So they did the rebrand with the Cobalt and the pizza slice and these like two little guys down here.
What did you do before you did pizza?
I sold the software over the phone. Like I almost got the job at Slice.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's an old story, but I had an offer for a sales manager job, and I was going to move back to New York, and we couldn't get the terms right, and so I took a different job out here and stayed here. And that's when I was doing the pop-ups. So there's a world where you would have known me as a sales guy at Slice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But you had no restaurant background.
No.
How did you know how to do all of this?
I didn't, and I have to give credit to my former business partner, Danny.
So he was the one that like, all right, this is the cooler we need.
Totally.
This is the system we need.
100%.
Yeah.
That was his expertise. And he came from that world. So just new people in the restaurant industry. Most of them cautioned me not to do this. But the pop-ups really took off, and we felt like we had something there. So we went for it. It's really interesting to me actually to look at what maybe sets Square Pie Guys out from other Detroit style places. I see a lot of Detroit style places that stick to tradition, which is like not a bad thing. Like we don't put the sauce on top. We don't put the pepperonis underneath the cheese. We don't use brick cheese. Like I was saying outside, it's more built like a New York style Sicilian slice shop slice pie than it is.
You're just using Detroit style pans.
We're just using Detroit style pans. So it's like we took a format and we sort of tweaked it a little bit
Okay.
to make it something more of our own.
Any desire to do rounds or anything like that? Have you ever tried it out of here?
They work amazing out of the oven.
Yeah.
Lloyd makes this like disc. It's called the Hearth Bake Disc. It's incredible. Like that you can make a really sick round pizza on these ovens. I'm enamored with these ovens. I always find it funny people like throw a lot of shade at the belt oven.
Well, I think they throw a lot of shade at the belt oven if you cook like a New York style pizza out of it.
Yeah, but you can. You actually can.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So we're not like insanely high hydration. We're like 65, 66, somewhere in that range. I think these ovens, because there's so much airflow through the oven, they kind of dry the dough out. But if you use a higher hydration dough, it actually sort of works in your favor the way that this thing bakes.
Yeah.
And you can get a really crunchy, crispy bottom. You're using good sauce, you're using good ingredients, like it's gonna come out pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's just about the process. I think the bad feeling that people have for conveyor ovens is because most people who have conveyor ovens don't really care about the dough as much.
Yeah. They're the big guys and the
Exactly.
Yeah, for
Domino's,
sure.
Pizza
I get that. But I mean more like, because this is part of our success. Like I don't have to. I've never had to close on a Friday because my oven guy didn't come in.
Right.
We don't have an oven guy.
Yeah. I mean, the Detroit style pizza is probably a little easier to do. Is it easier to train that than a New York style, you think?
For sure. But the training's just different. Like the portioning is so important to how you build this pizza. Like you have to. I think it's all about precision for this pizza, because if you don't lay the cheddar down sort of exactly how we think it should be done to our process, you end up with like an orange edge, which I think looks kind of gross and like cheap. And if you look at the pizza over there, it's like got this beautiful brown edge.
Yeah.
I do like the real creamy vodka sauces, but I feel like you just need to have more flavor. So this is kind of the cheddar edge.
Yep.
It's important to kind of lay it out with the border so you have the correct distribution of sauce to cheese, so sort of the signature edge. We'll put the pickled jalapenos down underneath. And I like to build everything from sort of the outside to the middle so that it's not all stuck in the middle and soggy. Don't waste any cheese.
This isn't a huge make line right here.
No, it's not. And we do try to, there are times of year when we have more toppings, so they'll be pulling stuff up, but we really do try to keep it just to this.
So on a Friday night, is there just one guy making pizza or two?
Two guys. So one guy will kind of be over where you're standing doing like the sauce and from the front loaded stuff, and then the other guy will be over here doing this stuff. So this is the shredded Windsor style pepperoni, which we enjoy playing with. It was something Hormel brought to us, and we said, that's unique, no one's doing it. Again, it kind of, call it like a bacon substitute in a way.
Yeah.
And this is the classic cup and char.
And you put a certain amount of pepperonis on?
So this pie gets 36.
Any advice for someone who's looking to get started?
Get your own internal emotional stuff figured out. Be able
Good
to
advice.
Yeah, try to be able to know that weird and shitty things could happen, and you just got to be ready for it and have like a strong mindset and a self-belief. That's the best advice I can give you.
Yeah, I like that advice.
Yeah, it's really a people business, and it's not just the customers, it's more about the people that work for you.
Yeah.
Try to really decide very early on if you want to be the chef owner or you want to be the owner. If you don't want to be the chef owner and you're stuck in that spot, you're going to be very unhappy. And if you want to be the owner, but you haven't figured out how to like hire people and get people to sort of work underneath your leadership, you're going to be disappointed.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for letting me show you around.
Yeah.
Show
Thank you for
these
coming.
people around and
I
hang
love
out
it.
and see
I love
some
it.
pizza.
Bruce, you had us on in 2019, so
I know, that's right.
You've been following us since the start. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. It's good to see you in
Yeah,
person.
likewise. Yeah.
Thanks, Mark, for letting us come inside of Square Pie Guys and showing you around. If you are in the San Francisco area and you want to take a visit to one of their locations that are currently open or the ones that are future opening, we will link everything in the description below this video. Don't forget to hit subscribe, hit like, and thank you so much for watching and tuning into these episodes every week. And leave a comment below where you're watching this from. I'd love to see where everybody's watching from. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you right back here next week.